Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the comic shop. It's BZ Comics. In this one, I'm bringing you Iron Man's Endgame arc reactor. Let's get to it. Just wanted to show you guys something cool. So on Amazon, I found these like little plexiglass sheets. They come in like all different colors. They're like 3x3s. But what I'm gonna do is cut these out and make it the shape to fit inside the arc reactor. The reason I'm doing that is because in the file, they do give you these two pieces that would work perfectly fine. And I printed these in like a see-through filament, which actually glows in the dark as well, which would be a pretty cool effect. But I mean, let's be realistic. This looks nothing like the screen use prop. Now, again, I can paint it and do my best on that, but I just don't feel like it's gonna actually get it. And plus, I don't know why they made like these two separate parts. So to me, in my head, it made me feel like this should just be a trace. So what I'm gonna do is I have this white opaque, however you say it. I have this one here that I'm basically gonna just use as a cutout. And then put that in there. Now, with it being opaque, that means that light will go through it, and I think that's going to be a lot better of a look. Let's get to it. All right, so I was just using this. Like I said, I got a rainbow, a bunch of colors. This one I wasn't planning on using for anything at the moment, so I use this as a trace or like a test. So basically, what I did is I used the cutout that I printed, put that right over. And now there are different ways that you can do it from here. You can either tape this piece down, but for me, I could just hold it pretty sternly. And then you could take a pen, get right up on that line, and then go from there. What I did was basically had it there and cut like a real sharp line. So that way I had a trace. Flipped it over, did the same thing again, and then cut this piece out. And it actually looks good in there too, I'm not gonna lie. Look. Like that's a nice color that it has. And then I'm still gonna use the background or what I printed to fit in there as well. Just for the spaces that this isn't fitting. Again, this is just like a little 3x3. So it wouldn't fit properly and cover everything. And this is what it looks like from there. And I can actually block that piece out too with the extra bit of cutout. So that way you don't see inside of it at all. So that, look at that. This was just a practice, but it came out looking good. Like put some LEDs in there, like something a little different. I have a bunch of different colors, so I might just test out each color, except for the red. The red I'm using in my Daredevil's eyes. But that looks good. Might have like 2 or 3 different color plates to match with this. And then the cool thing about this file, put the lights in here. This piece closes it all off. And then boom. So like I mentioned, excuse me, like I mentioned in a couple of my videos, I'm not going to be spray painting this silver because I don't like the way that looks. If you see my Cyborg helmet or my Taskmaster helmet, I'm going to be using graphite powder to get that like a good looking silver. And to show you guys why I'm not going to paint this silver, this one I actually found sitting around in an old box of mine. This was the first one that I made of this, and I spray painted it silver. Looks like crap to me, but I'm glad I found it because I'm going to spray paint this one black too, and I'm probably going to just see what colors, or have two different colors for both, and be able to show you guys from there. It's pretty cool that I had that one just laying around. I don't have the extra cutouts, so I'll probably have to print those out again for this one. But it's good to have both. And I even have the old LEDs. As always, if you're enjoying this build or this tutorial, definitely hit the subscribe button because there is a lot more in stock. Okay, so I just ordered some lights off of Amazon, and based off of what I got, these three colors, mainly these two, are what I'm going to go with. This is kind of going to be just like for fun. But I got an icy blue for this one to give it that bluish kind of tint, which I think this is going to have like the best result. And then I have a solid clear white that's going to go behind this one and still give it like that bluish hue, just like you see in Endgame. Right now what I'm going to do is just use my X-Acto knife, cut the trace out for these, and then get ready to start popping those in. Let's get to it. Don't you just love it when something comes together the way you planned? Look at those. That looks beautiful. Both of them, the blue and the white. The white, like I said, I think is going to give much more of like the realistic look. Again, I'm going to have like an icy blue kind of LED light behind that. So that, oh my goodness, once those lights go in, guys, I'm telling you, it's going to look amazing. And I think that this blue one's going to look just as good too, because I'm going to have like a real solid bright white behind it. I'm so happy that I found the old one that I made and I'm able to do it again with both of these. But oh my goodness, look, I can't stop looking at this one. Once you get to like a part like this, it's like you can't wait to see it through to completion. Amazon with the package can't get here any quicker. You just want it all together. But boy, does that look good. All right, so as I've been mentioning, I have two of these reactors. This one's more of like the test, and this is the real deal. I just used graphite powder on this one just to pretty much see what it would look like. Stunning. Words can't explain. This thing looks so good, especially with that blue offset. I can't complain about that. With this one, just to brighten it up a little bit, I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm just gonna add some of this like titanium silver to it and do just like a basic little dust coating of it, just because I want it to pop just a little bit more. And then I'm probably gonna clear coat that and just buff that up to get a real nice shine. But right now, as you see, I got it on the plate, got it on the tray. I got my sponge to rub in the graphite powder. So I'm about to just do that with you guys really quick and get that all squared away. Let's get to it. Okay, so I might not have to actually hit that with the spray, with the nickel spray, because this looks good enough to me. I think I'd seen on episode of Tested, basically what most of filmmaking is telling a story within a scene, as I always say, telling a story. And with that comes like different lighting to see the prop. I think at the end of the day, that this kind of shine that it has to it gives you the story that, one, it's Ironman's, and two, the type of metal that it was made out of. So I think for the screen use, they obviously brighten it up, but I feel like if it was like a real actual prop, that it would look more like this titanium kind of look. So I'm gonna stick with that, and I'm happy with it. Now the difference between the coats, because I feel like these two do look a little bit different, even though they're the exact same process, is this was my older one. I didn't strip this down for obvious reasons. It would be pretty hard to strip all this down and keep the detail. But this, I had a much better reflective gloss black undercoat, so I feel like this came out 10 times better, which is why this is the main one and this is the test. So I'm really happy with this. Like I said, from here, now that I have this done, it's just going to be simply putting the back screen behind it, putting the lights behind it, and that's it. Can't wait. So I lied. That's actually not going to be it, because in the meantime, I actually found this cool sheet that actually has a nanotech kind of print to it or pattern. So what I'm going to do is pretty much cut that out and put that behind the plexiglass. So it looks a little bit like this. This is the Marvel toy. And as you can see, it has like those little nanotech kind of pieces into it, which actually go with the nanotech suit. So I think that this is going to add a little bit more reality to this print. And when the light hits off of this and comes through the plexiglass, you'll actually be able to see this as well. So that's going to be a cool add-on there, guys. This is going to be amazing. But if you want to see that, you're definitely going to have to stay tuned for part 2, where I'm going to be not only adding the electronics to this, but adding the electronics to these gloves as well. So like I said before, I'm pretty much making a mural out of this. Just like the same thing in the movie where you see proof that Tony Stark has a heart. And then look at this picture. I'm going to be making something like that with the gloves and the arc reactor. But like I said, that's going to be more in part 2. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, check these videos out. Hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. It's BZ Comics. Peace.